Alright, welcome to my guide on how to deward neutral camps. Going to be going over each of the neutral camps and showing you some of the dewarding spots that you guys can use. Some of them are a little bit conventional, some of them are not. The thing with dewarding is you don't want to place them in an obvious area. The more common the deward spot is, the more likely that the other support is going to come and deward it. So you want to try to mix up your dewarding so that they have to either spend a lot of money to try to find your ward, or they won't find it, and then you can get experience and stop them from pulling creeps and stacking creeps. So for this camp, the only real good spot to deward is right here. I think actually it should be a little bit lower. Yeah. This will deward this, and it's kind of hidden. You can't walk down this path through the back. So if they try to deward it, they probably won't be able to see it. Obviously these up here do not deward. Anything back here does not deward this camp, even though it's super close. So nothing back here does. For the easy camp, you can place a ward through this little walkway here. This will deward it. A good spot is back here through the jungle. You can walk back here and place a ward up here. Somewhere. Yeah, right here. This will deward it. And you can actually walk the same way to the other side too. We should be able to. Yeah, this will deward this camp. This one's good too, because if they try to deward it with a sentry of their own, they probably won't see it unless they start chopping trees. For this hard camp, there's really no good spots to deward other than the magic bush. So I mean, you could place a ward here, but it's not going to really provide you any benefits other than just dewarding this camp. A very popular spot is this little magic bush here. That's what they call it, because it actually gives you great vision, and it blocks this camp as well as this camp.
Forward.
For this camp, you can actually go as far back as here. So this ward will deward it.
Yes.
This will deward it. This little white flower here will deward it. There's a cool spot in here.
Yes.
You can walk in here and place it somewhere in the back here. This one's good because from the back, if they place a sentry here to try to deward it, they won't see this unless they actually walk into here. So this is a good spot to deward. You can always, I guess, place one YOLO ward in the middle. There's a spot here somewhere. This will deward this camp.
Oh yes.
And then back here will deward this camp as well. It has to be pretty close to the camp to deward it. If you stay back here, then it actually won't deward it. For this camp, there's one good spot back here. This tree right here. Hold on, I gotta get a quelling blade. You can cut down that tree and place an observer ward there that will give you vision, and it'll also deward the camp, so sort of a 2-for-1. I mean, people already place observer wards right next to this tree, which is great. But if you have a quelling blade on your team or something and chop down this tree, you should chop it down and place a ward right on top of where the tree is.
Forward.
So it'll actually deward this.
A royal path.
So there's nothing in here. So this is a good spot. You can put a ward here. Actually, so for the vision for this one, you can put a ward here. It gives okay vision. I mean, it gives you vision of the rune, and if someone's crossing to gank you, it works. But I still think this ward is a little bit better. The only thing about this one up here, no one's going to place a sentry. I mean, they might put one up here, and it might be able to see it. But you're probably not going to get this dewarded, because people are going to be looking at river for the runes. And this one kind of gets dewarded anyways, because I see a lot of people put a sentry here and just look for it. This one's a little bit more hidden. For the ancients,
yes.
The only real good dewarding spot is back here behind these trees. This will deward the ancient camp, and it's hidden from any sentries they might place. The only way they can get it is if they put a sentry back here and hit across. Other people just put a ward here, but that's easily dewardable since this is a popular ward spot anyways.
Quickly now.
These in here do not deward it. These back here do not deward the ancient camp, no matter how close you go, either side. This is probably your best bet to deward the radiant ancient camp. For the dire side, there's no real good way to deward this camp. You can just place a sentry ward really close to the camp, right here. Right here, this would deward it. If you start placing it from the low ground, like up here, this would not deward it. This does not deward it. You can't really place wards here, and I mean, I guess you could place one down here or something, but no really sneaky spots other than this. For this camp, a good ward is right here, or if you want to go to the right side, somewhere,
As I will.
or you can place it right there.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
These two would deward it.
Forward.
Nothing in the back though. These back here do not deward it. I think if you try to place a ward through the back like here, this does not deward it
Your
either.
bottom tower is under attack.
This one, you can deward it up here.
The treasury grows.
Like I said, it doesn't really provide you any other benefits other than
A
dewarding this,
royal
but this is
bottom
really the
tower
only
is
sneaky
under
one that you can
attack.
get off. The pole camp, there is one back here in the back crevice. It has to be pretty close to the camp. I think here's the limitation, so if you place a ward somewhere over
yes.
here, it doesn't deward the camp. Of course, you can place one yellow ward in the camp.
As I will.
There is a ward here. This does not deward this camp. I know a lot of people put it here, but it doesn't do anything for this camp. The only other spot is back
Your
here.
middle tower is under attack.
This ward right here will deward the camp. If you put an ops
A path to pain.
ops there, it's actually really good because it gives you vision of all of this area. Let me. So this
Your
ward will
queen
serve as double,
moves.
right? You can see people come up the cliff. You can't see the rune, but it'll help protect you from ganks if you're on the radiant.
Forward.
This camp here, you can actually put a ward. You can deward by putting a ward here. You don't want to go too far down because it actually doesn't
Here.
deward it. But if you place it as close to the top as possible, this will deward the camp
Pain
and give you nice
train.
vision of the people coming in. Let me blink out of the way. So it doesn't give you vision of the ramp, but it does give you vision of the river.
Swiftly.
If you wanted to choose that way, you can also deward this camp back here.
Oh, yes.
These would deward the camp, and then you can also put it on the right side or on the left side too if you want to.
Swiftly.
These back here do not deward the camp.
A
For the
path
dire
to
ancient
pain.
camp, these are the wards that are gonna be able to deward the camp. This one's hidden.
Here.
This one's not hidden, so they try to deward it. These two are good because you can place them from the bottom side, so you don't have to endanger yourself by going up there.
Your
But if the
queen
enemy is stacking,
moves.
then you definitely want to try to deward this. And so these are the ones. I mean, you can always place a ward there, but that's gonna get dewarded.
As I will.
Well, I hope that was informative. Hopefully you guys can take some of the information in this video and use it in some of your matchmaking games. Thanks for watching. I will be continuing to release guides in the near future, so subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks.